At number 10, what she did to Thomas Markle Sr. The portrayal of Meghan Markle's relationship with her father in the media is troubled and submerged with difficulties. Her dad was hurt by the letter she wrote him, and instead of showing compassion, she used her network of famous friends to defend herself in a coordinated effort, making it all public. Her dad said he redacted parts of the letter because it pained him and he wasn't interested in fixing their relationship. But her lawsuit wasn't about that. It was a way for her to find shelter from all the false stories the media were spreading, using confidentiality laws to hide and protect herself. She even tried to stop the whole letter from being published. I don't think Prince Harry knows the whole truth about her and what she's done to her dad. It's hard to imagine him supporting her otherwise. Number 9, mocking tradition. Meghan's portrayal of royal traditions in a sort of mocking way is pretty interesting. Like, there's this one scene in the docuseries where she totally exaggerates the royal curtsy she was supposed to do when meeting the Queen. It's like she's amusing herself but low-key disrespecting Harry. And you know what? It raises some really intriguing questions. Some critics say Meghan was a bit presumptuous, expecting the whole monarchy to change just for her. But honestly, she wasn't about to change herself to please others. Meghan kind of needed a reminder that she's lower in the royal hierarchy compared to others. That's why when Meghan made those comments about the royal traditions, it was seen as a betrayal to everybody. It's like she just doesn't have respect for the monarchy and by extension, Harry. At number 8, the Netflix docuseries. We have all seen or at least heard about the 6-part Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, and let me tell you, the tea on these two, especially Meghan, is hotter than ever. While it was back in 2020 that the couple stepped down from their royal duties to live a quieter life, we can't help but question why everything they've been doing is the exact opposite of quiet. Meghan Markle has portrayed an exaggerated image of a victim and seems to be playing up the poor me role as much as possible. She has been going on many public speaking tours, trying her hardest to delegitimize the royal family in whatever way she can, all while pulling at our heartstrings about how hard it is to become a mom and trying to gain our sympathy. Meghan's been playing the victim card so hard that it's become a regular occurrence, where every other day we have to hear about how she's stepping down from charities or being blamed for something without reason. Number 7, faking a pregnancy. The conspiracy theory that Meghan Markle was using a prosthetic belly to fake her pregnancy began to gain traction online as her bump started becoming more visible. Supporters of the unfounded moon bump and Megxit hashtag claim suggest that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were concealing the truth from the public by allegedly using a surrogate mother. Reddit users allege that because she delivered Archie in a different hospital than Kate, it could have been to cover a surrogate. Also, in some of her prego pics, her bump slips up and down and changes sizes. The conspiracy revolves around the false theory that Meghan used a surrogate and that her children with Prince Harry were not even hers, and in extreme cases that her children do not even exist. And one of the women who created the conspiracy was recently handed back her Twitter account. Number 6, Secret Mike. Following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, keen-eyed viewers claim to have observed Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, speaking to mourners outside Windsor Castle wearing a covert device. On Twitter, a picture of the Duchess appeared to show her with a rectangular object concealed beneath her black dress. The object in question can be seen in the original photo, and it has been confirmed that the picture was taken by Chris Jackson. If Meghan and Harry were filming footage for a documentary, they would need some kind of microphone. These days, microphones are wireless and frequently concealable. Therefore, it is not out of the question that the duo might be sporting them. Do you think Meg would be bold enough to wear a mic? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Number 5, Kate versus Meghan. Rumors of an argument between Meghan and Kate made headlines after the couple's royal wedding in May 2018. Initially, it was reported that an argument over a flower girl's dress left the Duchess of Cambridge or Sussex in tears, but Meghan told Oprah that it was the other way around. Meghan insisted that Kate apologized and owned up to being upset about something. The reverse of that story being out in the world was shocking to Meghan. Harry had never addressed the rumors about the fallout between his wife and sister-in-law until his new book, when he chose to voice his opinions about their relationship. He made matters worse when he spoke out about speculation that Meghan did not feel she received enough support from Kate in her early days within the royal family. Prince Harry provided evidence of text message conversations between Meghan and Kate where he described Kate's behavior as arrogant and rude. Per Harper's Bazaar, Kate allegedly sent a text to Meghan criticizing Charlotte's dress, and Meghan expressed her stress over the drama surrounding her father missing out on her special day. This exchange left Meghan crying due to Kate's unkindness during such an emotional time. Number 4. Princess Lilibet. There was controversy over whether Harry and Meghan asked the Queen to use her private nickname, Lilibet, for their baby girl. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex admitted to buying Lilibet Diana and Lily Diana internet domains before Harry spoke to his grandmother. Harry and Meghan claimed they did so to prevent others from profiting. However, according to Penny Jr., the prince's biographer, they didn't consult the Queen at that point. It is customary to ask, especially when it comes to the Queen, who is no ordinary grandmother. The Sussexes threatened to sue the BBC after it quoted a source saying they never asked permission to name their daughter Lilibet. They said that the Queen was the first family member Harry called after the birth, and she was supportive of their choice. Buckingham Palace did not comment, but sources said she had been told, not asked. Number 3. The Markle Claw. Meghan Markle is known for her firm grip when it comes to controlling Prince Harry's movements and is not shy about keeping him at her beck and call. Her signature move has been named the Markle Claw by social media users, referring to the way she places her arm on his shoulder when she desires his attention or wishes to move away from a conversation. The questionable tactic of hers has caused some serious disapproval over time, with many people labeling it as disrespectful and blaming her for being overly controlling. Even so, one cannot help but chuckle at the sheer power that Meghan has over Prince Harry and her creative methods of exercising this power. It was clear that Harry had changed since Meghan came into the picture. Where he was once beloved by his staff, now he was known for being moody and detached. His playful nature and rebellious ways were taking a sharp turn for the worse with Meghan's arrival, making it plain to everyone who knew him that she had a great influence over him. What was once seen as escapades of fun in his life seemed to be turning into serious disapproval of traditional duties, leaving many worried about the future of the monarchy if Harry continued down that path. Number 2. Using Harry for status. Piers Morgan, a controversial morning show host, has been an outspoken critic of Meghan Markle since she began dating Prince Harry. He took to Twitter in 2020 and accused them of using people to climb the social ladder when they announced that they would no longer be engaging with 4 major UK tabloids: the Daily Mail, The Sun, The Express, and The Mirror. Morgan described them as a pair of repulsive, deluded, narcissistic tools in his tweet and forbade them from being discussed on his previous show, Good Morning Britain. On the show, he stated, "Let's just forget about them." Additionally, he claims that Meghan had abandoned him as a friend when she began her relationship with Harry, without taking into account that others might misinterpret his use of friend with companion. His harsh words have caused many to accuse him of going too far regarding Meghan and her family, who she has now become estranged from. His harsh words have caused many to accuse him of going too far regarding Meghan and her family. Number 1. Megxit. Right or wrong, Meghan Markle was blamed when the Sussexes announced they were going to step down from their royal life and branch out on their own in 2020, both on social media and in the tabloids. But is it Meghan's fault? It doesn't matter anyways because they still blamed her, but it's hard to escape the conclusion that having grown up in a country that considers the Kennedys to be popular, Meghan didn't understand that being a Windsor is not like being a celebrity. One thing that has really made Meghan unlikable in the public eye is her frequent tantrums. Whether it's throwing a fit over royal tradition or clashing with other members of the family, Meghan has certainly made her fair share of demanding and entitled behavior known to the world. At number 10, we have the Markle Claw. Meghan Markle is now known for her firm grip when it comes to controlling Prince Harry's movements and is not shy about keeping him at her beck and call. Her signature move has been named the Markle Claw by social media users, referring to the way she places her arm on his shoulder when she desires his attention or wishes to move away from a conversation. This questionable tactic has caused some serious disapproval over time, with many people labeling it as disrespectful and blaming her for being overly controlling. Even so, one cannot help but chuckle at the sheer power that Meghan has over Prince Harry and her creative methods of exercising this power. Number 9. The intention behind the Oprah interview. The Oprah interview had a lot of mixed feelings behind it, and it made everybody collectively look bad. All three had their own agenda for wanting it to go viral, so all the triggers, race, and mental health had to be pressed. Oprah was no longer the star she was, and Meghan and Harry wanted to be catapulted into the A-list category. Trashing Harry's family would hit the headlines for sure. Their version was accepted as fact with no challenge, no difficult questions, and no acknowledgement of their inconsistencies. And no one questioned as to why Harry had such a difficult relationship with Charles and why they were no longer funding Harry and Meghan. Viewers have said that the couple, as privileged and entitled as they are, have a life most people can only dream of. And at a time when COVID has wiped out so many businesses, left people financially and emotionally affected, and Prince Philip lied ill in the hospital, attempting to wipe out his grandmother's work for 70 years with her beloved Commonwealth by the unsustained racism allegation was quite frankly sickening. Number 8, the engagement interview. The engagement interview raised concerns for many people. While it didn't necessarily make people dislike her, it made them question her intentions because something felt off. We knew she was an actress, but it was evident that she was trying hard not to be overshadowed by Prince Harry. She interrupted him too many times to count to stop him from saying something or redirect the conversation to her liking. It was not only rude, but also showed a lack of manners and a controlling nature. Her gesture of putting her hand on his leg as if to say, "I'll take over now," made Harry visibly uncomfortable. She seemed to be trying to assert her dominance and control over him, which is not how a healthy relationship should function. Number 7, Harry and Meghan. Now, we have all seen or at least heard about the 6-part Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, and let me tell you guys, the tea on these two is hotter than ever. While it was back in 2020 that the couple stepped down from the throne to live a life away from their royal responsibilities, we can't help but question why everything they've been doing so far is the exact opposite of quiet. Meghan Markle has portrayed an exaggerated image of a victim and seems to be playing up the poor me role as much as possible. She has been going on many public speaking tours, trying her hardest to delegitimize the royal family in whatever way she can, all while pulling at our heartstrings about how hard it is to become a mom and trying to gain our sympathy. Meghan's been playing the victim card so hard that it's become a regular occurrence, where every other day we have to hear about how she's stepping down from charities or being blamed for something without reason. Number 6, victimized. Despite having gained a great deal of wealth, fame, and social status through her marriage to Harry, Meghan Markle often portrays herself in podcasts and interviews as somebody who has been mistreated. This can seem conflicting to many, as many people struggle through life without all the resources that Meghan Markle possesses. While Meghan's public image has faced criticism from the media and the public, she firmly believes that the royal family played a significant role in tarnishing her reputation by spreading false information. In her interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan expressed her disbelief at the expectation that she and Prince Harry would remain silent despite the royal institution's active involvement in perpetuating lies about them. Meghan said her press team did not defend her in the news, but journalists say many things were kept out of the newspaper when her press team said they were untrue. Her press team launched 2 IPSO complaints, winning one and losing the second. Number 4, mocking tradition. Meghan's portrayal of royal traditions in a sort of mocking way is pretty interesting. Like, there's this one scene in the docu-series where she totally exaggerates the royal curtsy she was supposed to do when meeting the Queen. It's like she's amusing herself but low-key irritating everybody. And you know what? It raises some really intriguing questions. Some critics say Meghan was a bit presumptuous, expecting the whole monarchy to change just for her. But honestly, she wasn't about to change herself for them. Number 3, changing of Harry's views. Replacing your partner's beliefs, political views, and opinions with your own is something we've seen happen in Harry and Meghan's relationship. Before meeting Meghan Markle, Prince Harry never showed much interest in being politically active in feminism, women's rights, immigration policy, and race-gender policies. Prince Harry now only speaks the same opinions as his wife, and many reporters who have known him for decades say he sounds nothing like himself. Meghan's friends even reported that she writes his speeches for him. Harry himself reported his wife changed his eating and drinking habits, and she changed Harry's hobbies from hunting and polo to her own. Meghan has also banned and removed many of Harry's old friends from his friend group and replaced them with her own, and now has convinced Harry to give up his entire career, country, and family. Number 2, public facade. Meghan is often perceived as charming and charismatic, projecting a kind and compassionate image to the public. However, there are allegations of unkindness, lack of empathy, and cruelty in her private life. For instance, she reportedly did not reach out to her father during his near-passing experiences and prevented him from seeing his grandchild. Her treatment of her first spouse could potentially be seen as spousal abandonment and emotional neglect. Additionally, she allegedly refused to assist her family members who were facing homelessness, poverty, and harmful relationships. It is even claimed that she prioritized their suffering and potential demise over extending a helping hand. While it is understandable to have strained relationships with family members, completely abandoning both sides and exhibiting such disregard can be seen as harmful behavior. And last but not least, at number 1, she was bullied by the royal family. In her interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan Markle claimed that she was bullied by the royal family and received no support from them. However, this was contradicted by Prince Harry's brother, Prince William, who stated that he had always been there for his brother and sister-in-law. One of the most standout moments from Meghan's Oprah chat was when the TV host asked her if she had been silent or silenced. However, peers poured scorn on her claim, telling viewers this idea that Meghan Markle was silenced. Meghan Markle guest edited British Vogue magazine in the middle of her silence. Meghan Markle made 73 public appearances, many of which she spoke at during her extended period of being silenced. Number 10, the docuseries. We have all seen or at least heard about the 6-part Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, and let me tell you, the tea on these two, especially Meg, is hotter than ever. While it was back in 2020 that the couple stepped down from the throne to live a life away from their royal responsibilities, to have a quiet and normal life, we can't help but question why everything they've been doing is the exact opposite of quiet. The internet has been up in flames over Meghan's behavior in the docuseries, and some even feel as if it should just be titled Meghan because of her dramatic approach to topics that some do not feel deserved a whole series, especially if they wanted a life away from the press and media. Body language experts have revealed that Meghan's behaviors and actions show her as a manipulative narcissist who is using Harry's vulnerability against him and controlling him to do everything she wants. Others believe she wanted to step away from the royals because she was unable to control the narrative of the British press. That is some drama, and let me know in the comments below if you agree. Number 9, the Oprah interview. After the infamous Oprah interview dropped back in 2021, the couple has been accused of prolific lying, with lies being told about racism amongst other things. People can't help but wonder what is the truth and what is being exaggerated. After getting an award for heroism, royal expert Angela Levine has spoken about how they did not deserve it because of the things that they were saying in the interview. If you haven't watched the interview, there have been endless criticism on many things that has happened throughout the interview, from questionable body language to overdramatic recalls of personal situations. Number 8, mockery. Meghan mocking the royal traditions. Now, as many know, there is a scene in the series that shows Meghan doing an overly dramatic take of the royal curtsy she was to do when she met the Queen. As she is laughing it up, look over to Harry and notice his reaction, as he is staring at her as if he's annoyed with her mocking something that is a part of his tradition. Interesting. Seeing as he is uncomfy by the mockery, it is definitely not a good look for Meghan at all. Other than mockery, there have been several instances where Meghan chose to do what she preferred rather than respecting the rules of the royal family. Meghan's critics would say it was presumptuous of her to think that the centuries-old monarchy would suddenly change up its operations because of a newcomer. Meghan is not known to be someone who is going to change herself just to please the people around her. There was a convo where Meghan had to be reminded that she and Harry were not as high on the royal hierarchy as William and Kate Middleton, because Harry is only 5th in line to the throne while William will one day become king. Number 7, playing victim. Prince Harry's newly formed and deeply damaging anti-royal beliefs are being peddled by Meghan Markle, according to some people, including royal author Tom Boyer, who said this while speaking to American journalist Megyn Kelly. He started by branding the American very clever and added, "Don't think for a moment that she's not convincing quite a lot of people that somehow she was thrown to the wolves." Of course, that's completely untrue. In the first 3 episodes, Harry comes out and says there's the leaking of stories, meaning by the palace, and also the planting of stories. And he is getting ready to say in these next 3 episodes that the palace and its staffers, or whatever, were planting negative stories on him and her. If we look objectively at the couple since breaking away from the royal family, who has gotten the better end of the deal? Meghan Markle is living in Los Angeles, pitching Hollywood decision makers, voicing Disney Plus documentaries, and positioning herself as a woke cultural voice. Prince Harry has given his family the cold shoulder, cutting ties with his grandmother, father, and brother. He's reportedly been depressed and feeling down. The high points might have been when he was filmed reading Thomas the Tank Engine. It doesn't take a genius to figure out who's benefiting. The final straw was watching Prince Harry throw his grandmother and all she's accomplished for the Commonwealth over the past 65+ years under the bus just to provide Meghan Markle with yet another cause to pursue. As if that wasn't bad enough, he made a complete fool of himself by showing his lack of knowledge on the matter. Seems to me like Meghan haters are making it seem like it's Meghan's world and we're all just living in it. I'm not defending anyone, but making claims about situations you aren't a part of is very much giving fan behavior. Number 6, Princess Diana 2.0. Apparently, Meghan always wanted one thing in life, and that's to become a member of the British royal family. Now, she's never confirmed that, but her friends say that she has always had a fascination with the royals. According to some sources, this was all a part of Meghan's plan. She wanted to be a princess since she was a teenager. Her old pal once said she was always fascinated by the royal family. She wants to be Princess Diana 2.0 and she will play her role. But my advice to him is to tread cautiously. I'm not shocked at all. It's like she has been planning this all her life. She gets exactly what she wants and Harry has fallen for her play. Talk about an awful friend for outing Meghan like this, right? Number 5, brainwashed prince. Prince Harry has been called an unintelligent man who has been brainwashed by his wife into a rift with the royal family. Royal expert Tom Boyer made sensational comments against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex ahead of the release of Prince Harry's bombshell memoir and the couple's Netflix docuseries. He said Harry is brainwashed would be the politest way to say things. Not going along with it, he thinks he has been badly treated, but there is no doubt they are a great threat to the royal family. Boyer then continued, Harry is a very complicated, depressed, unintelligent man who is seeking a role and really has nobody on who he could rely, which in the end is where Meghan stepped in. A needy man met by a woman who helped him with his needs. The author also claimed that Prince Harry and Meghan were left angry as ever after allegedly being snubbed by the royals at Queen Elizabeth's funeral in September that year. Number 4, not caring to learn about royal life. Within an interview with Oprah, Meghan claims she knew nothing about the life she was set to live with the love of her life, Prince Harry. According to a well-placed source, that was a wait for it blatant lie. Prince Harry and brother William's private secretary at the time had created an organized folder with information and contacts to help Meghan in this transition into royal life. But clearly she did not care to learn any of it, and on top of that accused the palace of not directing her through this journey. Sounds like a you problem, Meg. Another lie she had orchestrated was about not having her niece invited to the wedding. She had said was guidance through the palace, when in reality the press team was desperate for Meghan to have more family and friends at the wedding, but she simply didn't want her niece exposed to the media. Number 3, she doesn't follow tradition. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has never been one to follow royal tradition. From her outspoken feminism to her insistence on doing things her way, Meghan has always forged her own path. Her determination from royal norms has not changed since marrying Prince Harry and becoming a member of the royal family. In fact, Meghan's modern ways have reportedly caused major headaches and drama behind the palace walls. According to royal listeners, Meghan's refusal to blindly follow strict royal protocols and her desire to reinvent what it means to be a royal duchess has upset other family members. While Meghan's fans love her rebellious spirit, it seems her revolutionary ways may be putting strain on her marriage and role in the monarchy. Meghan would be wise to learn about some century-old traditions and realize that they exist for a reason. Even fairy tale princesses can't have it all their way. Number 2, Megxit. In a dramatic turn of events, it seems Megxit was not entirely Meghan's brainchild after all. According to royal insiders, Harry has been doing some soul searching and apparently regrets their hasty exit from the royal family. While he still stands by his wife, friends of Harry say Harry has started to realize the magnitude of his decision and how much he has given up. His military titles, the ability to represent the king, and even his relationship with brother William have all been affected. Some wonder if this means trouble in paradise for the Sussexes, or if Harry is simply grappling with the drastic changes in his life. Either way, it seems Megxit may not have been the liberation that Harry first thought, as he continues to wander through life under the disapproving gaze of his family and subjects. Perhaps every marriage has its growing pains, even for runaway princes and their duchesses. In our number 1 spot, we have activism. Many people are starting to believe Meghan's actions are far more performative than true advocacy. If you want to go and do something to help an underdeveloped region, is it necessary to bring cameras with you to record you doing a good deed? Meghan might be onto something, and we're starting to think the bigger picture is to show people that she is a good person who helps others while simultaneously using her status to get her way. Other times the cameras have been an issue. During the doc, when the couple was called out for using a royal family approved picture of them walking out to prove a point about them being hounded by paparazzi. On top of all this, Harry drew a comparison between Meg and his mother, the late Princess Diana. This obviously caused outrage, with some calling the comparison disgraceful and disrespectful. But the tea is that the use of these clips has led several former royal aides to hit out at Harry and Meghan, according to The Telegraph, who say the couple did not experience any incidents of press intrusion in any way comparable to Diana.
Starting off with number 10, mistreating staff. Leading up to the Oprah interview, The Times reported accusations that Meghan mistreated her palace aides and staff prior to the 2020 exit. While Meghan denied the allegations, noting in a statement that she was saddened by the latest attack on her character, the palace revealed they were investigating the claims. The inquiry was said to involve interviews with current and former staff. The Times also alleged that Meghan had sent an email to her team in October 2018 demanding they complete a task within a tight deadline. Her comment reportedly included the phrase, "I'm not tolerating incompetence or gross negligence any longer," which Meghan has denied saying. The royal couple have always been called out for their use of private jets multiple times in 2019, while lecturing the public on sustainability. The trips were reported to include 4 plane rides between August and October, with some destinations being luxury vacations, such as Ibiza and Nice. While Harry was quick to apologize for errors of judgment in the use of private jets, Meghan has yet to comment on her role. These controversies have caused a great deal of backlash and raised questions about how much Meghan's behavior affects the monarchy. While there is still no clear answer, it will be interesting to see how matters progress as more information comes out about these incidents. In any case, it's clear that Meghan's actions have scrutinized the royal family's reputation and will continue to do so in the future. Number 9, short temper. Meghan and Harry's whirlwind romance has been in the spotlight pretty much since they got together. With fans and haters watching their every move, this couple is used to getting lots of attention, whether they like it or not. When Harry got with Meghan, people started watching Meg like a hawk, dissecting her every move. As someone part of the royal family, displaying strong emotions is not necessarily expected, especially in a public setting. After being invited as a guest speaker at the Power of Women charity benefit, Meghan seemed irritated after pictures of her were published where she was seen lashing out at an employee in the parking garage. The pictures published in the Daily Mail show her looking pissed while pointing at someone. Some believe she was scolding one of her employees, while others say she was letting a parking attendant have it. Regardless of the target, the staff misconduct is not something you would expect from royals, especially those who have been invited to speak about female empowerment. The incident has caused some public scrutiny for her and Harry due to Meg's apparent short temper. It was later revealed that the employee in question had done something wrong against protocol, which led to Meghan's outburst. Nonetheless, no matter the reason for her display of emotion, it's clear that Meg and Harry have caused quite a stir in the public eye with this misstep. In order to maintain their public standing, they will need to be mindful of how they conduct themselves in public from here on out. Number 8, mockery. As many know, there is a scene in the series that shows Meghan doing an overly dramatic take of the royal curtsy she was to do when she met the Queen. As she's laughing it up, Harry looks annoyed. Seeing as he's uncomfortable by her mocking his tradition, it's definitely not a good look for Meghan. Other than the mockery, there have been several instances where Meghan chose to do what she preferred rather than respecting the rules of the royal family. These instances show her disrespect for the traditions of the family she married into, and it could be argued that these moments are what caused a rift between Meghan and other members of the family. Whether the mockery was intentional or not, it seems that Meghan does not always respect certain traditions, and this could have caused a bit of tension between her and other members of the royal family. Even though her rebellious attitude has been seen as endearing to some, it cannot be argued that there is an underlying sense of disrespect for something so important to Harry's family. It's also quite possible that Harry could have been joking with her rather than being annoyed, but it's still a potential source of tension between the two, and one can't help but wonder if Meghan is pushing away her so-called in-laws due to her lack of respect for their ways. Number 7, the Oprah interview. After the infamous Oprah interview dropped back in 2021, the couple had been accused of prolific lying. With lies being told about racism, amongst other things, people can't help but wonder what the truth is and what's being exaggerated. After getting an award for heroism, royal expert Angela Levine has spoken about how they did not deserve it because of the things that were said in the interview. If you haven't watched the interview, there have been endless criticism on many things that have happened throughout the interview, from questionable body language to overdramatic recalls of personal situations. Number 6, misinformation. Meghan and Harry have been accused of spreading false information about other members of the royal family, and that's not just by Angela Levine, but also fans around the world. Fans are disappointed in how they conducted themselves during many interviews and their podcast and series and the memoir, as it seemed like they were trying to gain sympathy from people. It's always hard to tell truth from lies when celebrities are involved, but it's safe to say that Meghan and Harry's short temper is a huge cause for concern. Number 5, playing victim. Harry's newly formed and deeply damaging anti-royal beliefs are being peddled by Meghan, according to some people, including royal author Tom Bower, who said this while speaking to American journalist Megyn Kelly. He started by branding the American very clever and added, "Don't think for a moment that she's not convincing quite a lot of people that somehow she was thrown to the wolves." It's no secret that Meghan has had a short temper from the very beginning, and this doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. She is still trying to prove her point of how she was wronged by the British royals. All of us can certainly relate to having a short fuse now and then, but it seems like Meghan needs to take a step back and face the reality. Playing victim won't do her any good. Meghan has also been accused of hijacking Harry during their royal tour in Africa, one source claiming that there was one agenda, hers. The Duke of Cambridge, William, had even expressed his concern over Harry's behavior while on tour. It's quite obvious that Meghan is trying to convince people that she was wronged by the royal family, and this has only caused further unrest in the palace. Number 4, the Netflix docuseries. We have all seen or at least heard about this 6-part Netflix docuseries, and let me tell you, the tea on these two is hot. While it was back in 2020 that the couple stepped down from the throne to live a life away from their royal responsibilities to have a quiet and normal life, we can't help but question why everything they've been doing is the exact opposite of quiet. Meghan has portrayed an exaggerated image of a victim and seems to be playing up the poor me role as much as possible. She's been going on many public speaking tours, trying her hardest to legitimize the royal family in whatever way she can, all while pulling at her heartstrings about how hard it is to become a mom and trying to gain her sympathy. Meghan's been playing the victim card so hard that it's become a regular occurrence, where every other day we have to hear about how she's stepping down from charities or being blamed for something without reason. On to number 3, abrasive. Meghan was accused of abrasive behavior towards staff members and diplomats, according to an explosive royal biography. Looking back at the Sussexes' visit to Sydney, Australia, where they received an amazing reception, Tom Bower wrote Meghan was allegedly abrasive towards her 4 female staff and even towards the local British diplomats. According to one report, Meghan allegedly threw a cup of tea into the air. He continued by saying that her anger may have been partly fueled by Harry. Every night he trolled social media searching for snide comments on the internet. Every morning he and Meghan turned on their phones to surf the internet. That doesn't sound very healthy to me. Australia, as covered in past videos, didn't seem to be as fun as the couple may have hoped, and it's been reported they were feeling down in the down under. Number 2, doing what she wants. It seems like Meg was trying to make a point by going to vote even though royals are forbidden to do so. After she posted a picture of her wearing a sticker indicating that she had gone to vote, it was not well received in the UK. And even though she is no longer an official member of the royal family and isn't permitted to abide by those laws, it's definitely savage of her to do that knowingly, since she is married into the family. And finally, number 1, not on good terms with the in-laws. When news of Harry and Meghan's move out of Kensington Palace to strike out on their own first broke in November of 2018, the public and the press tried to come up with their own conclusion as to why that would be. Meghan. Everyone pointed the fingers at the new royal, suggesting her alleged difficult Duchess attitude was not just reserved for the staff and had caused a feud between her and Kate. Obviously, all that turned out to be untrue. The Sussexes were expecting a baby and wanted more space than the 2-bedroom apartment they lived in at Kensington Palace. While a few hints have been given on why the royal family wasn't getting along, it was never really revealed why Kate had a problem with Meghan. Prince William was not happy about Harry and Meghan moving to Windsor, and Harry also felt his brother didn't welcome Meghan with open arms. Despite the fact that Meghan and Kate have nothing in common, Kate had other reasons she didn't like Meghan. But that is all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on your favorite celebrities and the royals. And I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.